Hello, so how is everyone? I hope we're all good. So I wanted to do a video about Zwift, really, and just kind of get to grips about how I'm going to start recording, doing rides on it and things like that. So firstly, let's get me in the corner here. Cool. Hi, Robbie. How are you doing? See, I'm wearing shades indoor. I know. That is kind of to hold my hair back. It's not just a kind of like sunglasses indoor looking cool thing. Or is it? I don't know. So, anyway, you'll see here, I'm still on the trial of Zwift. So I've had a week and a little bit left, and I thought, you know what, I'll just burn it down for an hour. Been feeling quite poorly recently, so hey, we'll just get a few miles in today and then just kind of see what happens, really. So I want to kind of talk about today's ride a little bit. I went for the SST medium, which I probably shouldn't have done. Like I said, I've been quite poorly over the past 4 or 5 days, just had this rotten cold and man flu. Let's call it man flu. So I thought, you know what, don't feel too bad. Breathing's a little bit tougher, and I noticed my heart rate's been quite high for kind of it was. But anyway, straight into the ride. You can see I haven't really modified my guy on Zwift yet. I just haven't got around to that at all. I really should. I'll probably get a lot from that. So we've got this kind of 10-minute warm-up, which as you can see, I start pretty low, just 120 watts, heart rate's coming up. So you'll see obviously correlation between wattage, heart rate. If you're not really into Zwift, then that's thing you'll see. RPM. So my coach, Neil, Turn Cycling, keeps telling me that it needs to be higher. So I'm trying to kind of stay above 80 unless I'm in a standing climb. I decided to go to Watopia. Here we go. So this is something I really struggle with Zwift, having people go past me. I'm just like, I just want to chase them. Obviously, a minute and 20 into that. As you can see at the top there, you've got elapsed time. That's kind of because I was messing about before trying to make this video work. As you can see in the screen down the bottom here, do you know what? Let's get the camera at a nicer angle. Show off my hair and all that. Anyway, so this warm-up's quite long, so let's kind of skip forward through a little bit to the end of the warm-up, and let's actually get into hammering through this ride. And we are back. So the way this profile works is the next half an hour is pretty intense, actually, to be fair. So it wants me to go to 285 watts and hold it there for 5 minutes, then drop to 255 and hold it there for 5, and then repeat that 3 times. So that's 10-minute segments. That's pretty brutal, knowing that my FTP is 298. And I'm feeling really poorly. You can see because my heart rate is so high. Like just from coming off the warm-up, 40 seconds in, and I am just getting destroyed here. This is hurting bad. It's always the first. I talk in a lot of classes when I teach them. The first few minutes of going, for a big push hurts. You can tell I went into a stand there. That's why I get the power dropping. And you can see my heart rate's silly high. I really shouldn't have gone in. Like I said, I've been really poorly today, and it was just one of these rides. I thought I really want to get on my bike and do this, but I just, in hindsight, shouldn't have gone for that. I am literally sitting here thinking, God, I am just blowing out my behind right now and just not enjoying this one single bit. you'll see every so often it pops up on the bottom of the screen. You have like 10 kilometers of your trial left, and sitting there thinking, how unprofessional do you look now here, Rob? So I'm trying to keep my cadence a little bit higher, but this power's just a little bit tough to control, if that makes sense. So I'm just sitting there like, okay, just, sit down, bust into it, just get on the top bars and just keep digging and just get to the next 5 minutes where the wattage drops to 255, because I know I can sit at like 255 for like 2.5, 3 hours. So this shouldn't really be the biggest of issues in the world. It's only 285. It's a big push, but I should be strong enough to do that. As you can see, I'm kind of flying past quite a few people. I'm sitting at like 3.6 watts per kilo when I'm like, 3.7, 3.8, 3.7 something? Yeah, anyway, because I'm 78, 79 kilos. Probably after the past week, like of just not really training that much and being poorly and just eating so much crap, I'm probably a bit more now. But anyway, we're smashing into it. So I'm really enjoying Zwift. That's another thing I have to say. It's a lot of fun. It's good riding. It's really put an edge. I'm actually get very excited for my training now. Outdoor in the UK at the minute, it's really cold. It's pretty miserable. As you can see here, my missus has just popped her head into the little screen there. My puppy is around somewhere as well, causing trouble. I was sitting there hoping it doesn't oh God, I hope it doesn't run under the pedal. Then you got my light in the background there, like this big LED light, trying to get kind of bit better quality from the GoPro Hero 5. Not sponsored, just saying. So yeah, so I'm kind of got used to the higher wattage now, even though it's still quite erratic. You can see that I'm really struggling to just kind of keep the wattage level. I've got EIG mode on, so I'm using the MyElite Zumo turbo trainer. So the EIG's keeping the wattage where I need it to be, and you can see that's really making me suffer. You can see how my body's moving. I should be more structured. I should not waste that energy moving side to side. You can tell I'm tired. I look, really tired and pissed off right now. And yeah, I was finding it really tough. I'm sitting there thinking, God, I've sat at like 280, for much longer than, 4 or 5 minutes. And I'm just dying for these seconds to be over. So I wanted to not talk while the video's on, because you would have heard the fan in the background. You would have heard me go, well, listen, I really didn't want that for YouTube video. So I thought I'd do the ride. I'd record me on it. I'd record the actual Zwift itself, and then I'll give a bit of a running commentary. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you the first 10 minutes of this half an hour block, and then we're going to move on after that, and then just come up to the end of the trial, which actually cut me off earlier from finishing an hour and 10 minute ride. I'll skip the boring bits so you can enjoy kind of everything and what's coming to it. So you can see here, I've just come up to, boom, there we go. Now I can go down to 255 wattage. Like I say, the turbo does this for me, but I'm suffering. Look at that heart rate, 163. So I did a ride the other day, which was 2 hours, an average of 252 watts, and my average heart rate was like 150. So like now I'm sitting here, 162, 163 at this 250, and I know I've just come off the back of a big effort, so it's wanting to come down, but that's still really erratic. That's stupid heart rate. I shouldn't. That's not sustainable for a long period of time. So I knew this was going to be a short ride. Even though this is an hour and a half profile, I kind of just wanted to burn out the trial. And you'll see that soon the trial starts running out and I actually have to pay for a membership, which is something which I just wanted to do, but I couldn't find an option of where I could pay early and just get on with having a proper workout. So my coach is going to kill me for this ride. Like literally, I always say, I've been kind of ill this week, so I haven't really done any of my training this week. And I thought, I'm just going to jump on for an hour. And I know, like, actually, let's be honest, as soon as I uploaded this, Neil did actually say to me, why didn't you just go back to what I gave you, like, the week and just recover one session at least? Instead, I just went on that and hammered it. Because Yeah, I need to get into a habit of, like staying more structured. I shouldn't go into these big aggressive things. I'm a spin instructor, and this is my issue that I attack, and I do intervals, and I do all these nasty profiles and give them to people, get the most out of an hour. But I'm an endurance, like rider, so I should be thinking about longer term and longevity and things like that. I should be thinking about training tomorrow and the next day and the next day. But yeah, but feeling poorly, like look at this, like my average wattage, on, like I said, this 2 hours, like 250 odd watts, 150 odd kind of beats per minute, and I'm sitting here just above 150, 59, but it's not like it's declining, it's staying there. I'm not, doing this really well. You can see my literally my RPMs dropping. But one thing I have found now is I'm sustaining the wattage, which is quite nice. I'm not blaring up and down, left and right. Staying with a nice little group here. Not really intentionally. The EIG's on, so there's not really much I can do to get away from this. But yeah, I am having fun. I'm enjoying the ride. It's good. So I'm riding. I got my Linsky in there, Linsky titanium bike. It's a GR270, which is quite cool. Liking that. I'm on my one by, so that's running 1142 at the back, 42 at the front. They are, like I say, GRX group set. I've got my my towel on the front there. You can tell I'm suffering a bit. There's only a certain amount of climbing I can do before I'm like, oh, I'm uncomfortable now. But yeah, I'm not really a standing climber. Used to be. Put me in spin classes, yeah. Smash it. Put me on big mountains, yeah. Stand and climb all the time. But on the turbo, I just don't seem to be big on long climbing. It makes my heart rate go doolally. I don't really think value for money. It's higher RPMs better. Like I say, I'm trying to not be a grinder. Trying to stay, above 80 at least, which is still pretty slow when you look at a lot of top people. They do a lot less than that. So like I said, I'm going to skip the next few intervals and then we're going to pick it up back towards the end. And I just want to run through a little bit about how you'll see my heart rate's really messed itself up over the duration, if that makes sense. So even now, 250, managing a nice 157, 158, but I'm tired, I'm still feeling really poorly. If you could hear me while doing this bike, the breathing was awful. I was coughing everywhere. Awful. I feel a lot better now, but still, I wouldn't really recommend training while you're poorly because even this, although it looks quite normal, the figures look okay. When we come towards, let's give it 20 minutes, then you'll see that it all just turns into an absolute mess. And you'll see what I mean when we get there. But yeah, so like I say, I'm enjoying Zwift. So 14, 13, 12, 11. Now this is the point where it just gets nasty and I really struggle to get anything out of it. So boom, let the suffering begin. But anyway, let's skip this next interval and let's go to the last one. Let's talk through that. I'm now coming into the last section, and this is just evil. You can see here my heart rate so I was just at 255 then. I've literally spent 10 seconds, 450, I'm already at 167. So my heart rate has got 10 extra beats every minute on. So you can tell that it's just pushed me and pushed me. Look at me in the screen. I'm just suffering here, leaning in left, right, and center, just trying to get any kind of wattage. And you can see my heart rate is just not coming down. So this has all happened in the space of like 20 minutes. I've gone an extra 15, like actually 14 beats per minute just to make things work. I'm fatiguing now. I'm really struggling with this 3.6 watts per kilo. It's absolutely eating me alive. And I'm sitting there thinking, do I just stop now? Because I've only got 8 kilometers of my free trial remaining. So I'm like, okay, so it's not going to let me. So with this actual profile, what you should do is you should do this whole section again, do it twice, which is a tough one. And I will attempt it again soon one day. But for the minute, there's just so little left inside. If I'd done it when I was well, this is definitely achievable. There's a tough workout with, maybe a good rest after it or something like that. But yeah, so you can see here, like the 285 that I should be averaging is costing me 170 beats per minute. So I'm 32, so they say that you should take 32 from 220. So my max heart rate should be 188. And that's roughly about right. But like my coach says to me, Neil Copeland, Turn Cycling, he's like, look, that's a really unique thing. And that's very true. That's, very true. You can see here, this isn't getting any better. My heart rate, I'm 15 beats above where I was 20 minutes ago. 15 beats. That's brutal. Cadence is staying about there, but I am having to really work my ass off for this. Like literally, I'm sitting there thinking, am I only 2 minutes, like 20 seconds into this 285? And it is just destroying me here. But we're going to push it. 7 kilometers of the trial remaining. So I've got to dig deep into that. All I can think at this point is like, 225 is coming up. Or 255, sorry, is coming up. 255 is coming up. And do you know what? I was actually feeling very poorly at this point, completely regretting this whole scenario of actually doing this. I'm like, Rob, why did you have to pick to do this? 10 miles. It's felt awful. Absolutely awful, the whole thing. But we're here, and I can't avoid it. I want to carry on going till the end of my trial, because how else am I going to pay for my Zwift if it doesn't bring up the option any other way? So I'm like, okay, it's going to kind of cut my ride short, but I'm just going to have to deal with that. That's it. So it starts to get a little bit snowy here in Hilly. I really like the whole, like I say, Zwift thing, the scenery, looking around, seeing all these other people. It's quite cool. I must admit, it's not something I thought I'd really be into, but I really am. Like, my bike's pretty much lived on that trainer since I got Zwift. I think I'm probably nearly a couple of 100 miles into Zwift. I don't know. For some reason, my wattage just really spiked there. I think what I did was just up my RPM because of this EIG mode. So I'm not really sure what EIG stands for, but it means that the bike will automatically, no matter what my cadence, what gear I'm in on my actual bike, the train will adjust to where I need to be. So you can see here, I'm just really brutally suffering through. 3.6, 3.6 watts per kilo is a really tough place to be. But even so, my heart rate's not backing off at all. Look, even there, you can see I'm really suffering. I'm standing more, I'm switching positions. That's not normally something I would do, but it just seems to be happening. 173, silly high. It's not sustainable. But like I say, if I wasn't ill, this probably would be quite sustainable. But yeah, just feeling poorly as heck here. And in all of my mind, I'm thinking look, this is the hardest bit. Get it over with. You've only got 6 kilometers left of riding. And then Zwift is going to kind of kick you off at training anyway. So then you got to get your card out and, deal with actually buying this thing. So boom, There you go. Big finish. Nice big stand. Take a bow back at 255, and I'm back down. Which I like being here. You can see heart rate instantly has dropped. I'm really suffering here. You can see in the kind of self cam there that it is just torture. Not enjoying it. Not enjoying it at all. But we're pushing through. And that's why we're here. We're smashing it. So all I'm thinking in my mind is now, look, get the 255 done, and then back off to like, I don't know, 150, 200, and just cool down for the rest of it. And I'm sitting there thinking, look, 6 kilometre, a free trial remaining, 6k. I know, that's right, a whole 6k. That's what we're thinking. But this is the thing with Zwift, which is kind of throwing me off. I'm sitting thinking, 6k. It's not so much, you know, probably do that in like, I don't know, 15 minutes roughly. Yeah, in any normal way, shape or form, that is doable in 15 minutes, you know, as long as it's pretty flat. But no, we're going up some monster mountain. So this 6k, what I don't realise, is going to go on for quite a long time. Doing 10 mile an hour here, 6% gradient. You know, let's say with the Zwift, you can do the free ride, where you can just go up a hill and it'll feel like a big hill, and it works along the gradient, or you can do ERG mode, which forces you to where you need to be. I prefer the ERG, you know, no messing about, just lets me focus on just myself, not struggling too much looking at the wattage. Let the computer do that. That's why they call them smart trainers in my eyes. So yeah, when that's dealing with it, then everything's a little bit easier to deal with, in my eyes anyway. So we're here, heart rate's dropping, 160, still ridiculously high. You know, I'm like 10 beats per minute above where I need to be. It's not good. 250 watts, I should be at 150. You know, it's shit. But like I say, like Neil says, very personal thing. Heart rate, you know, don't take it too seriously. That's it. Cool. I'm going to try and do like one video like this every week, whether it just be kind of my flat base mile training. Neil gives me some intervals, we'll do something funky on that. We're just generally doing a bit of riding, which is quite nice. But as you can see, this is one that I'll come back and attack later. Obviously, I'll have to do that under Neil's permission, because I'm trying to be really structured. Next year, with obviously Race Around Netherlands probably coming up first. It's going to be fun. It's going to be super fun. We're, hey, 5 kilometres remaining of this trial. So, anyway, we're sitting at 250 watts. What I'll do is I'll carry on till we hit the end of this segment, and then you'll see me really back off and rest. And then we'll just push it through till the end, when I actually decide to actually pay for the trial. Happy days. But as you can see, we're just floating here, trying to work hard, trying to keep it going. But I am absolutely blowing out of my arse. I feel pretty awful. I actually do feel, you know, like that heart rate was bullying me a little bit. It's interesting to see how tough things can get when you are poorly, because it really isn't easy. It is really hard being poorly and riding. I remember trip I rode from London down to Italy, I don't know, somewhere. Can't even remember where I went. I've done this trip, like I've done similar routes a few times, and I got a call the day before I went off my manager, the shop I was working at the time, bike shop. I know, it really pissed me off. I did the whole trip poorly as hell, you know. And the worst thing, well, what made it really bad was it was kind of wintry time anyway. So actually no, January, February. It was in March actually, January, February, March. Yeah, couldn't get across some of the big passes, which really sucked. It's really struggled there. And yeah, it's just generally a really bad trip. The first trip I ever did on Linsky, and the bike was fantastic. Me personally just fell apart. I remember got there, really posh hotel I ended up staying in the end, and yeah, walked in. I've been in snow, ice, you know. But these were my younger days, when I was a little less prepared than I am now. Now I think more about eventualities and things like that. But this reminds me of it. This whole Zwift thing reminds me of all the snow. But I'm always there for a bit of crap weather. It's character building, isn't it, really? Yeah, so here we go. You can see the pearly gates at the end there. Yep, pearly gates. Not even talking about Mackie D's. Ooh, I've eaten a lot of food today. Probably shouldn't have eaten as much as I did. But we're here. We're killing it. 9, 8, 7, 6. Look at me digging deep there, suffering. So this 250 watts now feels like the 285. It really does. And I've unlocked some basic gloves. Happy days. So now it's dropping me to 150. Thank God. But you can still see here, look at my heart rate. So even after a while here, my heart rate doesn't want to drop, doesn't want to come down. And let's fast forward a little bit and let me show you something else. Just switched over to the last kilometre. I know, so like literally it's like, oh, you've only got like 10k left, and I'm like thinking, whew, because I'm feeling terrible. I want this to end as soon as possible. Yeah, see, I'm not showing off massive figures. I'm not making it look fancy. I'm just suffering at 13%. And I'm just like, God, why is this taking so long to go down kilometre? Looking at my speed, like speedo, 4 miles per hour. Go me, 4 miles per hour. I am killing it. But I'm still sitting there thinking, like, do you know what? Let's bring the wattage up. Let's get this done as soon as possible. Nearly ticking over to the hour there. And I'm sitting there thinking, why does this never end? 1 kilometre. What's that, like 0.62 miles? Why is it taking so long? Or is it a little bit longer? But anyway, I know how this can end. By going to the top of that mountain. So look at the mini map there. You see that? Little circular bit, you know, you go up and then you'll see it in a second. Other people coming down hell for leather fast. So I'm sitting there thinking, as soon as I get to the top of this, just spin it around, fly back down, we're done. So what you can see is I've exited the other profile because I didn't really want to lose my data on this and just put it to a free ride. So this is a custom ride I made, just a 3-hour, 180-minute free ride. Tick, go. And here we go. So you can see my heart rate's getting a little bit better now. So, you know, 200 watts, 220 watts, I should be about anywhere between 130 and 135 beats per minute. But you can tell here, poorly, I'm tired, I'm fatigued. I'm sitting at like 147. This is really erratic for me. I'm feeling really crap. You can even see in the video there, sweating like anything. You can tell like being ill. It's definitely got the better of me on this ride. So anyway, you can just write it off. You've done an hour, burnt a few calories, you know, a few bags of crisps, all that. Smash them out at the end of the day. A few ice creams, ding dang do. And yeah, just sitting there thinking, you just get to the end, free ride it, and then work forward. But like I say, you can see like the effect of being ill has on your body. Like for me at the end here, the fatigue and being ill is costing me 20 beats per minute. 20. This isn't like 1 or 2, this is 20. And just look at the state of me. For my first like Zwift video, this is embarrassing to show you this. Really embarrassing. But anyway, I still enjoyed it. So if you're wondering, because I normally get asked quite a few questions about my kit. What am I wearing? That is the Shimano S-Fire kit. Love it. It's got it's like black top, very cooling, which is quite nice. Definitely somewhere. And if you look online, the new S-Fire stuff, they do matching bib shorts as well, which are really cool. But yeah, the new Shimano stuff's awesome, really is. Like, if you ever get the chance to have a look, definitely go for that. See here, check out the view. So now are pretty much 1 kilometer is going to go very quickly because I'm going to be going super fast on the downhill. I'm still sitting there like, look at that, 150 beats per minute, 200 watts. That's silly high. You know, that for me is like I say, 130 beats per minute. This is crazy. For someone with like an FTP, like nearly 300. This is just, you know, mad. But anyway, I'm ill. What do you expect? You know, love how Zwift uses little smiley faces, like semicolon, open brackets. Is that open or closed brackets? Pretty sure it's open. And boom, my trial is about to run out. And so this video is going to end. Thanks for taking a watch. I want to do more videos like this. If there's any kind of ride you want me to do, let me know. And in the meantime, have fun, guys. As you can see right now, this is all about to be over. Less than a kilometre. Oh, I'm just doing casually 50 miles an hour in the snow. Hashtag badass. And I think it was on this corner. Look at me. I'm so happy for this to be over. 1 hour, 1 minute. And done. Free trial expired. And yeah, I am going to join Zwift.